computer. All right. So, hey everybody, welcome to our Liveloved Zoom, Team Zoom. Here are, so far, the four of us. We might have one or two others joining us. Ambassadors who took the plunge and went to their very first convention in Orlando. And so each of us had our very own experience in how convention, what out of convention spoke the most to each of us and what convention meant the most to each of us. And my plan is to keep this right at 30 minutes. So I literally, in just a moment, will set a timer because I'm always a chatty Cathy. And I'm not going to say a whole lot because the other ladies have a lot of good wisdom to share. So literally the assignment that I gave is that each of the attendees give a couple of things that were their major takeaways. And then at the end, I'm just going to do a very brief, I'm going to tell you why every single person watching this on the replay or live, needs to set their sail for the LegaSea Leaders Retreat, because there is no reason why anybody can't do it. And I'll talk through the ins and outs a little bit about why that's the case towards the end. My one hot quick moment here is, I don't know if you saw that I did this little post the other night about payday. Did you happen to see that one? Nod your head if you saw it, because, to me, this payday means a lot. And if you're not aware of what it means, I'm going to just speak it over us because it's a big deal. So let me highlight it quickly and then we'll jump into convention. So most of you know, but if you're new to the Liveloved team and to Plexus, you may not be familiar of all the ways that we are paid. There are 11 plus ways that we are paid, but one of the ways that we are paid as ambassadors is by the pay point. It's really like a form of profit sharing, if that's a more familiar language or terminology for you. But basically what happens is every month, the company looks at total volume of orders for the entire company for that month. And based on the amount of total sales for the month, they determine a dollar value, right, for each pay point. If you don't understand the pay point, I'm not going to get all up in the nuts and bolts because there are fabulous YouTube videos that you can watch that explain it. One by Sonia Dudley, one by Michelle Thomas. And if you need to reach out to your direct sponsor or myself to get your hands on that, you can. But the ins and the outs of it is usually each pay point falls about at $3. That's where it's been averaging for as long as I've been an ambassador, which is 2.5+ years. The highest it's ever been is $4. I think Laura is joining us. Yeah, there she is. So the highest it's ever been, ever, is $4. And for this past month of May, it was $3.30-ish. Why the increase? 30 cents on every pay point is a big deal. Why in the world did we have this big increase? Well, we had this big increase because in May, there was a limited release of a brand new product, one of which now we can all get our hands on, Hunger Control Slim. So if you've ever had any doubt that Hunger Control Slim is a game changer for a business, let me tell you this. Last month, when it was limited released, we sold 70,000 bags in 36 hours. 36 hours. So what does that mean? It means that our new vice president of sales, who has been working in direct sales for 17 years, says he has never seen such a high volume sold in one day in any other company with any other product. Do you believe me that this product is amazing, a game changer, and you should be buying a bag and giving samples like it's your job? It is one product that people can tell a noticeable difference the very first time they drink it. Okay, so let me say this. This translates. What in the world does this 70,000 bags translate to in terms of revenue that drove our pay point up? Well, it translates to a total revenue of 7.7 million, I feel like I'm Austin Powers, $1 million in one day. One day. One product, one day. Okay, so for a reference, it wasn't long ago that our founder and CEO, right, Tarl, as well as Alec, the president and co-founder, they were just thrilled to sell $1 million worth of sales in an entire month. We did 7.7 million in one day. Hello, hello, hello. Lastly, when people say, because you will hear, if you're in the Plexus scheme of things for very long, you will hear many people talking about how Plexus is really on track to become a billion-dollar company in the very near future. Well, let's put some perspective on this. First of all, if we hit $1 billion, what do you think our pay point is going to be for each of us? What do you think the cash is going to look like that you are paid? It's not just for the company, people. All right, there's that. Then, right now, we're currently mostly, our market is the US. Yes, we've opened recently in Canada, and yes, we're opening in the near future in Australia completely. But here's the deal. Our largest market is still one primary country as of current. We still have only 19 products. Very few billion-dollar companies only have 19 products. This is pretty freaking phenomenal. So if you don't think that this is the right place at the right time for you and for your family, I don't know what to do except maybe come wherever you are and shake you. Like, I'm just being real. All right, enough said. That's real talk. Now we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about convention. So I'm going to get real quiet because I want to hear what each of these ladies, what their major takeaways were and what the convention experience meant to them. So watch me go to mute.
Okay. Am I good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. Well, my major takeaway was about being bold and sharing what we have, because I have noticed a huge change in my health since I started taking Plexus. I have noticed a huge change with the new Hunger Control Slim in a week. So these products work. And my biggest takeaway was, why are we not telling people? If there is a restaurant I like, I will tell Billy or Corey or Rachel or Laura or any of my friends, like, hey, this was an awesome restaurant. You should go there. They may never go there, but that doesn't, if they do, I don't make any money. Just because they go where I say they should go, that doesn't, you don't make anything. They don't pay you to advertise for them. So sharing what we have is something that I feel like I just have to do. And I did it today because there was a lady that I saw in one of the groups I'm in that was struggling with hunger things and cravings for carbs. And I'm like, I don't know this lady at all. I sent her a personal message and just said, I found this drink that is all natural, plant-based, and helps with hunger and craving control. Would you like me to send you a couple samples? And she said yes, which is the first time I've had anyone do that. And a totally cold message like that. But it's it works. And so you have to share it, because if there's something that you like anywhere else in life, you would tell people about it. So that's how I look at it. And that was one of the things that really came across at convention to me was, we don't need to hide this or be ashamed of it or say, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you about Plexus, because it's not anything to be sorry about. This is good stuff. And if they don't want it, that's really too bad for them. So that's it, babe. Next.
I guess I'll go.
I knew it. I could wait you out and you jump in. All right. Absolutely
Um,
batter up, Billy. Then Laura. All right, here we go.
so to go off of what Christy just said, I'm trying to find the quote. When you say you're sorry for something, yeah, don't do that. Don't be sorry. Okay, I'm going to find this. Just give me a minute. Just kidding. Maybe I'm not going to find it. Someone, somewhere, during convention, talked about not telling people that you're sorry for something because then they really will feel like you have a reason to be sorry and you don't. So go in, tell them about it like it's the most important thing in the world. So my biggest takeaway from convention was probably fear. And I think Billy's going to talk a little bit about this, so I'm not going to go crazy overboard. But leaving for convention was really hard for me. I was flying for the first time by myself. I was leaving my family, which I absolutely hate. I had all these negative thoughts about the what ifs and this could happen and what if this happened and what if I missed my flight and blah, 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 blah. And so just even being able to drive to Des Moines, stay at my cousin's and have them take me to the airport that morning was like a huge fear barrier for me, let alone being in a whole nother state. Even though I had my friends, like it was just scary. So that part of fear, it's like, okay, I overcame that. There should be nothing that I'm fearful in my business with. Like I should be fearless in telling people about this because I know it's amazing. I was just poured into for 4 days of how absolutely fabulous this company, of how fabulous the products are, just basically how fabulous all of it is, the community, everything. And the other thing that really got me was listening to the jewels from each group. One jewel talked while they were on stage, and every single one of them said, if it were not for my faith and my God, I would not be standing on this stage with this big giant jewel and sparkly box in my hand, crying my eyes out because I'm making more than I ever could have imagined making in my 9 to 5, 5 days a week job that I probably actually hated partially. So just the fact that we have a company where you can stand on a stage in front of 11,000 people and speak about Jesus Christ, helping you make the most of your life, and he's pushing for you, and he's the reason for all of this, and he's blessing you, like that's unheard of in today's world. So the fact that we get to experience that and we get to be poured into not only by the best of the best in the business, the best of the best in leadership, writing, author, books, we get poured into by our company about our faith and our belief in Jesus, and it's amazing, and I don't have any other words for it besides absolutely fantastical. And then the third thing was Andrea Mitchell talked to us about how to promote these new products in our business. So I'm just going to go down the list of notes that I took real quick. Encourage your new customers or ambassadors to find friends so then they can become ambassadors and go silver. Reach out to any of your white lines or customers who no longer order. Tell them about HC, tell them about Lean, tell them about Joyome. They're going to want it. HC is amazing, no doubts. Help them figure out what their goals are, what they want out of these products, and listen to them, help them strive for it. Don't do what you think they need. Listen to what they want and help them to get that. And then you can go back and be like, hey, try this too. You might see a difference. Samples. Give them the product. Put it in their hands so they are basically like forced to try that. And then follow up with them and be like, hey, it's been a few days wondering what you thought about the new Slim HC. Isn't it fabulous? And they're like, oh, I haven't tried it yet. Get on that. Just tell them flat out you need to because it's awesome. If you have the hype, they're going to want it. So What else? Message people, and when you message them, use voice message. I know that's been said a lot, but it works. They're curious. They want to know what that little line is going to say. And then keep it personal, short, and sweet. So don't just do a generic message to everyone. Let them know why you think the product would be great for them, why you think they would rock the business. Both of those. I think that's it. Billy, you're up.
Fantastical. I love that word. Yay. The whole week last week, I was just awe-inspired. Faith was a huge theme each and every day that we were there. And I wasn't just inspired just to build my Plexus business, but to truly become a better version of me. And I felt like everyone from the top down, that was their theme. Become a better you, or a better me. Really look at what you're passionate about. I'm a teacher. My passion is helping kids every day. I like it. I enjoy it. In this business, I love helping people and being able to hear the results they're having and finding ways that they can be helped. So it fits for me. That really kind of spoke to me. But also in that process, I need to remember to lift myself up and take care of me and be present for my family as well. And that was one, I think it was Tarl or Alec on our very first day said, don't forget, we need to be present, because that is one of our most only precious resources that we have, is to be present for the lives of those that we care about the most, our husbands, our kids, our families. And so that really spoke to me. We had some really amazing guest speakers, presenters all week long, telling us that. So yes, I'm talking a little bit about fear, and I posted about this earlier this week also. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, I think our MC, Victor Antonio, is that right? Told us 4 things to push past fear or in just dreaming big dreams for working our business. They said, we need to work on more confidence. Now, confidence is a skill muscle that we all have, so the more you use it, the better you get at it. I know I second guess myself all the time. Somebody else can do it better than I can, but that's not always the case. I just need to push past that confidence fear and share what I know. So more confidence. We also need, the second thing in those 4 steps is to work on getting more information. Information is right at our hands in this business specifically. We have an awesome back office. The virtual office has all of the training materials we need. We have YouTube available with a ton of training videos. If you need any information on any of our products or anything that could help with any ailment, YouTube or go to our back office and find it. It's right there at our fingertips. Step 3 to push past our fear is more inspiration. And this is something that, in my opinion, helps with gaining more confidence and getting more information is the inspiration, and working on your own personal development. So again, YouTube inspirational videos, go listen to podcasts. I am loving my Audible app on my phone, just listening to all kinds of leadership and inspirational books. If you have not listened to or read the book, Girl, Go Wash Your Face, get it now. It's amazing. Business Boutique by Christy Wright. She was one of our speakers at convention. I've listened to, I think, the first 3 or 4 chapters. Phenomenal. Awesome. Another book that I would recommend is The Happiness Advantage, or Present Over Perfect. So just some things for inspirational tips there. And then the last of the 4 steps to push past your fear is having more discipline. And this I also think is very huge, because it's very easy to get sucked into the social media world and just start scrolling and comparing yourself to others instead of staying on track and really working on reaching out to others in your life. So set a timer, get a checklist, fill yourself up first each and every day, and then do your daily IPA if you are really, really working and wanting to build your business. Those are some very important steps. So, okay, I will be quiet now. Sorry. Convention was awesome. If you were not there this year, I highly recommend putting it on your calendar for next year. This will definitely not be something to miss for me again. Go for it, Laura.
I have to jump in before Laura goes real quick. So Billy and I both had talked about the aspect of them talking about faith a lot during it. And I just want to say, like, half the time at convention, you're like smiling ear to ear because you're so freaking excited about everything. And the other half, you're like wanting to bawl your eyes out because all these stories are so amazing. And just the fact that you're talking about God in this auditorium in front of all these people is amazing. And it's just like, you're so touched, and you just like, you want to happy cry and sad cry all in one. And it's just overwhelming. Like it's taken me a full week to fully grasp everything that had happened in convention. Okay, I'll shut up now and Laura can talk.
What everybody else has said, I was just blown away by all the speakers we had, all the stories that we heard. The faith aspect of it was just mind-boggling. I think if any of you have seen my post I put on, I said I've ranked it up there with my other church conventions I've gone to, and this wasn't even a church convention. But we heard so much about faith. One of my favorite sessions I attended was our silver session. We broke out into silvers and ambassadors were in a session, gold and senior gold was in a session, rubies, and on up. Everybody had their own session and had their own diamonds that were speaking at it. So I'll just talk about a little bit about what our diamonds talked about. And I keep looking down because my notes are down here below me, so I don't forget what I have. So at our session, we had Jennifer Leith spoke first, and she's truly amazing on having a legacy mindset. And a legacy mindset, she defined it as a mindset that breaks the chains of insecurity and is proudly passed on. So one thing she had us do, which I thought was really great, was we wrote affirmation statements. Ones that we can just post in your own little work area and say to yourself every single day, just to help, kind of like Billy said, boost that confidence in yourself so you can share with others. And one other thing that she said that I really struck me was, your life is your message to the world, so make sure it is inspiring. And I think that's what is so great about Plexus, is it really is inspiring. Hearing all these stories from people just makes you want to run out and tell the whole world. Our second diamond was Brooke Hemingway, and she talked about building a legacy business with healthy habits, time management and focus, and systems and duplication. And she had us think about our why, what our why is with our business. And one thing she told us is you must make the choice to take the chance if you want anything to change. So I thought that was a good takeaway from her. And our third diamond we had was Jen Hawkins, and she talked about building a legacy team with momentum, modeling goals, and sponsoring others. So she had us work on or think about our smarter goal. And I think most everybody knows what a SMART goal is. But a smarter goal is specific, measurable, actionable, risky, and gets you out of your comfort zone, time-keyed, exciting, and relevant. And the big thing I took from her was if you don't make your goal, just change the time frame. Don't change the actual goal. Because you're still you want to go for that goal. It may take you, if you thought it was going to be 3 months, maybe it'll take you 6 months, but still work on that goal. But yeah, like Corey said, it's taken me, several days to kind of just digest it all in. I've kind of skimmed my notes. I need to go back through my notes. I took more pages of notes at this meeting than I have at anything else. And yeah, just I don't know, wow. That's what I got.
Laura, tell me again the Brooke Hemingway quote on change.
It is, you must make the choice to take the chance if you want anything to change.
Awesome. That relates so much to what Christy Wright said. You have to make that choice and do it scared. And she said, doing those things scared. Fear is not from God. Fear is not for you. Fear is not going to build your legacy, whether in this business or your legacy with your family or friends. Fear is just a normal part of everyone's journey in life. So make the change in whatever you want to change, and don't let fear rule you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, mic drop. That's good stuff. I, in the senior Ruby group, one of the diamonds that spoke was Emily Gibson, right? And she's Brooke Hemingway's probably top rock star, business builder, and best friend in Plexus. And Emily Gibson is one who, last year went along to Musha Key and earned the big trip this year. So, when she talks, she knows she's doing the thing. She's doing the hard stuff and is being rewarded for it. And someone during the Q&A at the end of our session asked her, how do you, Emily, handle rejection? And she, without a pause, because you could just see how firmly her belief was, said, I don't take no for an answer. What I tell myself is, when anybody tells me no, is that number one, it's they're not yet ready. And two, I know within myself, without a shadow of a doubt, that we have exactly what every single person not only needs, but we have exactly, without a shadow of a doubt, what every person wants. They just don't know it yet. And that was like, boom, fireworks, right? Because implicit belief, no apologies, right? That's what we have, not from a prideful place, but from a place of knowing. I thank you guys so much. I thank you for those of you who went to convention. It was a sacrifice of time. It was time away from your work. It was time away from your family. It was a sacrifice in money because convention is something that everybody can go to. So P.S. if you're listening on the replay, this is something that every person can go to. So you can be saving all year, or you could be making that a goal every month to put aside money for next year's convention, but it is a sacrifice to go. And so I just was so blessed as one of the leaders on our larger team. Liveloved team, I will say it. We had one of the largest representations of all of the Bejeweled larger team group there. And that tells me about these ladies' commitment. Now, I'm going to do just a little bit of a segue, and I'm going to go kind of fast in the interest of time. I will tell you that next week I will be holding another Liveloved team Zoom call because we have some major talk to do. We have to learn some about our new products so that you can promote your little hearts out about them. So that will be a huge part of it. And I'm just going to pretend like we are brand new, because there's one thing that I've learned about the power of duplication is not to assume that people know. And I think I've done that. I've made a lot of assumptions, so I'm not going to do that. So we're going to be talking, so if you have newer ambassadors, whether they're business builders or just wonderful wholesale buyers, you will want them to be on that call, because not only will we introduce those new products, but we will be talking about why Plexus absolutely is the place for them to be, from a product standpoint as well as a business standpoint. So I do want to let you know a couple of things. So I'll let you know the date of that as soon as, honestly, I look at my son's baseball schedule. Really, truly, sorry. Being honest, mom first, right? But what I want you to know is that you want to be watching on the Liveloved team page, because we are going to have a Liveloved team incentive for this month of June that will go retroactive to June 1 and will go all the way to June 30. What it's going to be a Plexus swag bag that is going to have a Plexus t-shirt, water bottle, and John Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within 2.0. So how in the world do you earn the ability to win this swag? Well, you have a couple of ways. One, you sign an ambassador with a welcome kit. Or two, or you sign a preferred customer with a PV of 75 or more. Why is this important? Well, drum roll, because it is also a part of what's going to earn you your points to get you to the LegaSea cruise for Leaders Retreat. So I will talk very briefly about that in just a minute, but every time you sign an ambassador this month with a welcome kit or have a new preferred customer with 75 in PV or more, you will be entered in to win that drawing. There's no limit. The more you sign, the more entries you have, the better your chances. Okay, so that being said, you also want to be on the lookout because Plexus has some really great incentives for this month. One, there's a giveaway where a same sort of thing, signing ambassadors, customers with PV, you can earn a towel, a bag, and a wonderful pineapple floaty. So if you haven't seen that, there's an advertisement for it on the Liveloved team page. That is also for the month of June. The other thing that we'll go into much more detail on is the fact that the Consistency Club has some changes to it, which are actually phenomenal changes, but we will go in more detail about that. But do know that that begins in June, right? The entries for Consistency Club. So I just really, truly make it a goal every month, you guys, on a whiteboard in my office. If I weren't on my laptop and I were on my phone, I'd take you to go look at my whiteboard because all of your names are on it. Yes, yes, yes. There's hundreds of names on this whiteboard. It's really big. But on one section of the whiteboard, I write 1, 2, 3, and then I write 1, 2, 3. And my prayer and my goal every single month is to fill each one of those lines with 3 ambassadors and 3 preferred customers. Do I make it every single month? Absolutely, I don't. But does that mean that is not my goal and that I don't go all in to do it? I do, right? And I have belief that that is going to continue to improve because I'm being like you all. I'm putting myself out there in a much more bold, brave way. Okay, so what else? Other thing you can be looking for is I am revising. It's really a handout that's going to walk you through our model of duplication. So walking you through exactly step by step what you can, should, must. That's a bossy pants, but we're not going to call that bossy. We're going to call that leadership, right? We're going to say these are the things that when you sign a new ambassador, you must do. I know some of the things on the duplication list are going to feel a little scary. Do it scared anyway. You will not die. Okay, so I'm going to get that in your beautiful or handsome, because we do have a few male ambassadors here as well. So that be on the lookout for the duplication model to make it really handy for you and simple. Last but not least, Leaders Retreat. Here's my word on Leaders Retreat. First of all, who doesn't want to go on a cruise? Who doesn't want to go on a cruise that the only thing you have to pay for is your airfare? Everything else is paid for. They treat you like you are queens or kings, literally with concerts, excellent food, dancing, dressing up, prizes. And in case you didn't catch this, this is the first time ever that Jules, who earned the Hawaii trip, are not eligible. So that means we have access to every single one, not only of earning our butts on the ship, but every single one of the prizes. We're not going against the diamonds, people. The only people that we have to, that are our roadblocks, are ourselves. So what I would say about this is every single person can get there. I don't care if you're not even silver yet. Don't care. Because here's the deal. There are people who've earned Leaders Retreat who have decided this is what they want. They've put their nose right down, their head down, and they got busy. And they earned the trip. There were people at convention who were sitting on airplanes with $2,000 big, huge checks who weren't even hardly silver when they started the contest. You guys, there is no excuse why you cannot be there. Don't compare yourself to other people. In fact, I'm going to say this, plug your ears to all of you who have been doing Plexus for a while, because I don't want you to feel disheartened. But I'm going to tell you, if you're brand new, you're positioned better than the rest of us who have been doing this for years, because you have a whole warm market you haven't even touched. Whereas we have completely burned through our warm market and are building relationships. That's probably my mother. I'll call her back. So there are no excuses. Do you hear me? None. Don't compare yourself with any other person, because your journey is your journey. It's just a matter of how much do you want it, and how hard are you ready to work for it, and how brave are you going to be about it. So, no comparisons, no excuses. Same thing. How do you earn? Welcome packs, new customers, and your PV. Don't count on just getting your own PV jacked, because here's the one caveat. Are you ready for it? So it's the first 1,200 people who earn this trip who get to go on the trip. Everyone else, if they earn it, they get $500, which is not a shabby deal. Anybody not want $500? I know I like cash. However, I'd rather have my butt on the boat. right? So what I would say is don't wait to just try to rack up PV every month. You've got to be signing people. And more than that, you have to be encouraging the people that you're signing to share their hearts out with 3 other people. You guys, I think we overthink the silver thing. I think we overthink it. I think people literally tell themselves, you know what, my goal is to go silver in 6 months. Stop that. Stop that. Every person has influence over other people's life. And I'm really bossy, I'm sorry. But if you don't have influence over 3 people in your life, then use Plexus to build some self-development, right? Because that's just, come on. Come on. We can think of a friend. We can think of a relative. We can think of an aunt, a cousin, a sister, a colleague, a coworker, a teacher, you name it, you guys. Literally. And every person has people who need it. End of story, period, exclamation point. So don't overthink the silver thing. Like, we've got to get the people to silver because, one, who doesn't need the cash? Who doesn't want to have some of their products paid for? I know that's what set me on path for sharing Plexus. I just needed to have the darn products paid for, so I didn't have to feel guilty about paying for it every month. So we can do this. There are people that do it in one day. One day, go to silver. Don't overthink it, okay? So don't wait. Don't wait. In fact, start now. We'll go over that on the next call, ins and outs, but really, truly, the first thing that you can be doing is you can be making a list of 64 people, especially 3 to 4 people that you have influence over, and then you're going to start edifying them on Facebook. You're going to start really engaging in conversation with them, and sometimes putting on your big, bold pants and actually talking to them about what you love about Plexus. And if they're not ready to hear it, remember Emily Gibson. You have what they need. You have what they want. They just don't know it yet. They'll come around. But they won't come around if you never share it with them. So that's on us. Anyway, I was really bossy. Sorry. No, not bossy. What's the word? What's the word? A leader. A leader. So every single one of us have to put on our leadership influence pants at some point, because what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about you. I'm passionate about you dreaming big dreams. I'm even more passionate about you meeting them.
And don't be sorry.
And don't be sorry. No sorry. No, sorry. I'm not sorry. Meet your dreams. Meet your dreams. Big dreamer then. Big dreams. And when you hit those, make them bigger, right? Never stop. All right. So enough said. Much love to you. We'll be done for today. Thanks, ladies. All right. Stop recording. Maybe. Stop.